Clemsy doesn't remember anything, raped me, and I didn't even know how to take that. We've been together 11 years, you know? What happens when, after 11 years, someone just stops caring? It's hard to process.
All right. Ember.
Yes.
Ember, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Charleston, West Virginia. I grew up in Tyler Mountain, a very low-class community.
And tell me about your childhood. You had both mom and dad growing up?
Yes, I had mom and dad. Dad was pretty, you know, he was there, but he wasn't there. He was a violent alcoholic. Well, if he drank beer, he was okay. But when he started drinking liquor, it was bad. I mean, it got to the point where, you know, weapons came out. He had broke my mom's ribs. He would start to fight with my brother, and then eventually he would fight with me. And the last time before he's sober now, but the last time I don't know why my brother let him in our apartment. He had a knife, and my daughter was so scared she peed herself.
And how would you describe your childhood?
I have good memories, but I grew up fast, you know. I didn't really have a normal childhood ever, you know. My parents didn't protect me from things. I was the only girl. My dad had 4 brothers, and they all had boys. I was the only girl. That you can imagine that was I was the youngest, and that created some problems. You know, I suffered some trauma in my childhood. You know, I think it affects me more than I realize.
What kind of stuff are you talking about?
Just sexual stuff. You know.
Within your family?
Yes, food in the family and outside the family. Food insecurity, you know. My mother trying to, you know, get me to sleep with men, to feed her habit as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
It's all right. What was your high school?
South Charleston High School.
What were your high school years like?
It was good. It was my high school was a refuge for me. I went to my elementary school was all white, and then I went to Dunbar Junior High, which was 70% black, and it was culture shock, you know. But then I only went there for 2 years, and then when I went to South Charleston, it was good. You know, I've always been really good academically. I had a full scholarship to Pennsylvania Culinary Institute, and I didn't go. Maybe because I was afraid of failure. I'd been told that my whole life. And I decided to get married to my high school sweetheart instead. That worked out really well. He ended up hitting on me, and we separated in 2011 when my daughter was 2. And that's when I met my current spouse or partner when I was 18, and but we got together in 2011, and it's been good, it's been bad, and now it's kind of undetermined. I don't know where we stand.
And how many children do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you're raising
1.
One of them.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 are where?
They are with my partner's mother. She's adopted them, which we have our differences, but I respect her because she loves my children and she takes care of them. They won't want for nothing. Mm-hmm.
So drugs started for you at what age?
12,
wow.
13, yeah.
Who introduced you to drugs at that age?
Everyone around me. I mean, I used to...
Your mom was using?
Yeah, but also my friend, her mother was on the old school, like, biker crank, methamphetamine, and she would get beat if she, you did it to clean, and she would get beat otherwise. And then my best friend's mother growing up, kind of sold her daughter to the neighbor for tea, which I understand is BCP angel dust now. I didn't even know. So at that young age, we were doing, hard drugs that I wonder how they affect me now.
Right. And where are you living today?
I live in an apartment with my mom, my partner, and my son Solomon. He is my joy. How many people get to raise their guardian angel? He saved my life.
And looking back at your life, what is your biggest regret?
Not having my children. And I think that my daughter thinks that I tried harder for my son Solomon, to keep him. But the truth of the matter was I wasn't given the chance. I got out of jail and my rights were terminated. So, for paraphernalia, and I had no criminal history, and they dropped it, but I still didn't. It's been expunged, but my children didn't get their time back. My son, he regressed. He'll be 7 in April. I don't even really know him. He was 3 when he got taken, and he stayed up for 4 days looking for us. So.
What is your drug today?
Opiates.
Pills or heroin?
Pills, generally heroin if I can't find it. Yeah. I'm working on going back to the Suboxone doctor, but the problem is now I don't have a ride. We had a vehicle, but on a night when I was going over to get something for us to feel better, I slipped on ice and I corrected, but then I overcorrected and I hit a ditch and I spun around and I broke the spindle off and like $300 damage, but it might as well be $1 million. So yeah, and it's in nitro, so right now I don't have a way there. I thought we've tried walking, but it's just too far.
And how do you support yourself now?
Well, I do freelance writing, and then I sell things on Facebook Marketplace. I paint, and sometimes I sell some paintings. I sell sometimes my son's old clothes. My partner, he has a heating cooling business, but he doesn't do it very often. And then my mother, she receives Social Security. So,
what's been your lowest point?
When my kids got taken, yeah. And then about a year ago, the lady that was downstairs, and the older lady, the one I asked for a cigarette. Okay, well, when I had my son in 2020, I thought that my partner and I were good, I was really in love with him. And he had been messing around with her daughter. And then she called CPS on me, the girl did, and that probably hurt more than anything. Because we've always had each other, 11 years, And then for him to be confiding, one day I woke up, he'd stolen my drugs, and he was at this girl's house for 12 hours. People have told me, I don't think that if he had another place to go, I don't think he would be with you. If he had another place to live, he wouldn't be with you. People have told me that he has feelings for her. I haven't always been the best girlfriend, but I came to a point where it was like, if I say I'm committed, I need to honor that, and I've really, really tried to do that. He's gone every night currently. Every night. And he tells me, he lies straight to my face, so I have no idea what to believe, But yeah, losing. When your best friend gets a new best friend, it sucks. And you realize that, like you love somebody. It sucks to love somebody that doesn't love you, But I have my son, you know, and
What were the best times of your life?
best times of my life. When we first got to, when 2011, my daughter was about 2, we would take trips. We have a cabin in Pendleton County. We would go up there, Seneca Rocks. Great times, you know. We lived in Parkersburg for quite a while. We were completely off drugs when we lived there, you know. So those are probably about the best times, yeah.
Do you feel like the sexual abuse you went through when your mom was selling you, or whatever you want to call it, when you were young, do you think that's affected you as an adult?
Sure, yeah. And then my old man, it's like I don't know, it's sometimes, you know, I have changed, you know. I haven't done that stuff in a long time, but it makes you have no self-worth, you know.
Have you worked in that form as an adult?
Oh, no, thank God. And I don't like attention. That's the thing. Like, I hate attention, you know. I just see myself as a nerdy tomboy deep down. And actually, yesterday, I had walked out to get my mom's medicine, and I was coming back, and this old man, 75 plus, said, "You need a ride?" And I said, "Sure," because I was tired of walking. It was hot, you know. Anyway, I get in the car, and he was like, "I was just wondering if you was out looking for a job." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." He said, "You like sex?" This guy has an oxygen tank. And I said, "No." But I mean, like, sometimes I feel like I just put up this wrong vibe or something. I don't know, you know. But no, thank God I haven't. Thank God.
What do you worry about in your life now?
Providing my son a good life. You know, I don't want my daughter, Sadie, she's 12. She saw some things, you know, I was selfish in my addiction with her. With him, when I brought him home, I made the decision that, because I looked into adoption and things, that I had to put him first, you know. And I feared losing him because of, you know, where I live. People talk, you know, because of my past, everyone is always going to blame the addict, you know what I mean? And I'm afraid of losing him for something stupid, or, you know, not that I haven't fought it before, but that, and I have some mental problems, and I'm alone every night, so that's not helping. And I'm afraid of my mother's schizophrenic, and I'm afraid of turning out like that.
Sure.
Oh, thank you. But you know, I generally try to see the positive in everything, you know, and so, you know, this too shall pass. It's not what we face. It's not the obstacles we face. It's how we react to them, you know. So.
What emotions do you go through now? Are you depressed?
Yeah, I get depressed. And I worry a lot. My mother, she puts a lot of worry on me. I feel guilty for, you know, not, you know, my son now knows a different mother than my other children did, and that's just not fair to them. But unfortunately, I can't go back and change it, you know, and because I haven't seen my children in going on 3 years, my other two.
So there's always guilt and shame.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be hard. Do you have hope for your future? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you'll get clean one day?
Absolutely. I have to. I mean, I that's the only way I have a future. You know, I've been there, done that, and obviously it's not working for me, you know. I'm tired of that. I don't go out at night. I don't, because I want to be home with my son, you know. Before I would, get pretty messed up, you know. There was times where I'd wake up and couldn't tell you what happened the night before. And now I want to be conscious and aware, you know, because I guess after you lose something, you really appreciate it more. And I mean, if it weren't for my son, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably answer that question completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Did you have dreams of doing something with your life when you were younger?
I still do. Yeah.
Good answer. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah, you're still young enough to do anything you want.
I'd like to eventually be a lawyer one day.
Good for you. Do you think being in this region where drug addiction is so so prevalent, is a problem?
Yes, I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
If I'm going to succeed in life, I have to get away from here. I have to take my son out of here.
What is the problem with this area?
I think it's just there's so much poverty, and so you get down on yourself, you know, and there's nothing else to do, you know, and there's a lot of abuse and trauma that we all go through in this area, and we band together to self-medicate, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful area, and yet it's so
It is.
tragic at the same time.
It is. It's sad. Yeah. It's quite an oxymoron.
It really is. What would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Family's everything, you know, but, you know, and just because you are an addict, you know, I could be clean 10 years and I'll still be an addict, but that doesn't have to define me, you know.
Excellent. All right, Amber, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.